community conversation on COVID-19. Welcome. I'm Dr. Bryan Williams, president of McCall College, and a lot of other positions around McCall. Thank you for checking out this video. I would like to invite you to a series of community conversations relating to the COVID-19 pandemic. If you are hesitant about getting the COVID vaccine, this series is designed for you. We'll be using local voices to address local issues. McCall College wants to offer you a place to ask important questions about the COVID-19 pandemic and the various vaccines that are becoming available. We want to answer those questions with local, trusted voices. McCall College would like to introduce you to a new member of our community who will help us with this task, Dr. Mike Weiss. Dr. Wiese is a medical doctor, and he also has his Master's of Public Health from Berkeley. He's an epidemiologist. You've been hearing that word a lot, which means a specialist in the incidence, distribution, and possible control of diseases. He's retired, now living in McCall. He interned at Dalhousie University in Halifax, and he worked on the Navajo Reservation for the Indian Health Services. He has served as faculty on Stanford University, and he's also served as medical director for St. Luke's Occupational Health Services. He did that for 20 years. He also served in the Peace Corps as a volunteer health educator in Albania. This is a local voice who has excelled in understanding pandemics and their treatment. Our next two sessions will be the start of our calendar of the various sessions we will be offering. March 18th, Thursday night, 6:30, we'll begin with Dr. Wiese. We'll be introducing the series, introducing him and myself, and we'll also begin the conversation of epidemiology. In that, we'll have a basic history of epidemiology, beginning with the cholera pandemic. Some of the questions that we'll be asking: how will every pandemic end? Understanding the disease. How do I understand the disease and the public awareness and action? And how do we get people working together so that we can end it together? So that's our first session. Our second session will be on March 25th, again with Dr. Weiss. We'll be defining the COVID-19 virus. And the question that seems to be often asked is it like the flu? We'll deal with the history of the virus, and we'll have a conversation about discovering the zero patient and what that means. We'll talk about some of the pharmacological actions that work or not, and also beginning to assess vaccines and the medication for safety and efficacy. How is that done? And so in our extended April calendar, we'll have a conversation about vaccines and vaccination. We'll have a conversation about public health and public action. Some of those things about hands and masks and distance. Why do we do all these rituals? And we'll also have a future conversation on your questions. And so what we'd like for you to do is make sure you talk to McCall College at information@mccallcollege.org, information@mccallcollege.org, and send those questions. We'll also be wanting to think about the role of government in an epidemic. And so what are your questions that you would like to have a conversation about? And as you're seeing now, this will be on YouTube Live, but we need you to subscribe. So this will be free. There's no charge for the YouTube Live broadcast, but to subscribe, you'll need to go to youtube.com/McCall College, and that's all one word, McCall College. And so subscribe, will you? And then you'll get notifications each week as we begin a new live broadcast. We'll start on the 18th, and it will go from 7 p.m. to 7:50 p.m. Now, if you'd like to be a student, that will be online at Zoom. It will begin at 6:30 and it'll end at 8:15. The tuition will be $10 per session. And to become a student, you'll need to register at mccallcollege.org and click that button that says COVID Conversation. You'll be able to register and pay your first tuition. We hope you'll do it. We'd love to have some Zoom students on the screen that will help us as well. So would you send your questions about COVID-19, its vaccines, and any other questions? Mail it by email to us at information@mccallcollege.org. In summary, please subscribe. It is free. We'd like to deliver this information to you. Please register if you'd like to be a student. You'll go to mccallcollege.org and click COVID Conversation. And if you'd like more information, send an email to information@mccallcollege.org. Please join us as we beat this pandemic together.